Hey everybody, welcome to episode 4 of the Oriental Mark II build. So, stuff is out of the paint shop pretty much. There's just this one little thing I want to try to improve on the neck here. That one little bad spot there. I'm going to start with some naphtha and tissue and elbow grease, and hopefully that will get rid of what's there on the black, but you can't really see that well. You can kind of see it there. You can see, yeah, right there when the light hits it, you can see where the lighter dot is the wood. The stuff with that shows up right there, that's the Sharpie, and that's what I want to remove first. And then I'm going to try lacquer in the wood. So that's what the lacquer, just the black lacquer, did for that. And I'm thinking maybe I'll just leave it like that. I don't think that there's much I could do, short of like if you sanded and then continued to fill with lacquer and sand gently, 2,000, 1,000, whatever, until you got this even and filled with black, and then clear coated over that area again. That would be about the only other option. Basically a spot refinish on the whole section kind of a thing. But I think I'll just leave it like that. It's an imperfection, it's a flaw, it's life. It's relict, right? There you go, it's relict. Cool. On with the build. It's cool, the lacquer gives it kind of a 3D effect on the stickers. Yeah, see the shine up there? Yeah. When the light hits it the right way, it gives it kind of a 3D effect. Let me turn this light off. Yeah. Kind of a 3D effect. Okay, I'm going to make a prediction right now. Just from the way this body feels, I can feel the way it vibrates when I tap it. This is gonna sound nice. it's gonna have that kind of open sound to it, because it's got a nice big soundboard basically. But yeah, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna have that, plus it'll be like, you know, with the tailpiece and stuff, and the archtop bridge. Yeah, it's gonna have a nice like open sound. It might have good sustain too, unusually better than average. And then let me think, is there going to be anything else that's going to affect that? Not really. The pickup should be pretty impressive. I mean, not, you know, it's only a little baby humbucker, so, well, a single coil footprint of a humbucker, but yeah, it should be okay. I mean, it's decent output and stuff, so yeah, this thing feels good from that kind of test way. Yeah, tone wood. Yeah, all you tone wood types. Yeah. This thing has a real nice, light, but stiff feel to it. Kind of like a Chinette plate. Yeah, actually, it's almost the same as you were holding a Chinette plate and knocking on it. Do they even make that stuff anymore? Real similar. It's got the kind of same kind of heft too. Amazing things you remember, huh? So while I wait for all those screws to dry, that second set was for the swing bar. I was taking a look at this, and it looks like only these two screws are going to fit, or it's going to be the best option. I mean, I could go one screw, like, and get some light. Light, let there be light. There was light and it was good. Yeah, so, like, yeah, not a whole lot, not enough space for 3 screws, really. So the choices are 1 screw or 2 screws. And yeah, I think there's enough room for 2 screws, if they're not, you know, ultra beef. So, I'm about to go fish. So, I was just noticing, this thing's actually turned out to be lighter than the fingerboard after the clear coating, rather than darker. But it's okay, because they kind of match up with the stem color here, so yeah, that's cool enough, I guess. And I did select the darkest pair, so... But yeah, definite difference in color. But like I said, it kind of matches this brown here, so that's cool. This is an example of one thing I've sort of noticed in building guitars, is that things don't always turn out exactly the way you plan, but sometimes they still turn out, you know, okay, if unexpected, so. Okay. Save my battery. All the hardware is at the paint shop, all the screws. They've been hanging over the kerosene heater, so it's baked on enamel finish now. Neck screws, swing bar screws, and tailpiece screws. Come here, screw. There we go, tailpiece screws. And I went ahead, made a list of everything that's yet to be done, and it's more or less in order. So that basically I want to put the guitar together, get the number 1 and 6 strings on it, so that I can line everything up in relation to the strings, and then get the sway bar on so that I can then plumb the electronics around the sway bar. And as usual, I'm going to start at the top end and work my way down, sort of. And so the very first step is the nut. And I already checked it out here, and it's low. Put that on and you can actually see it rock. Well, if we get you a close-up, you might see it rock. So, nuts here, there's your thin straight edge, and it's got just a little bit of wiggle. So yeah, I'm thinking 1 layer of brass on the bottom of this thing. Let's see where that puts me. Well, 1 shim isn't quite enough. It brings it up just about to the fret plane, but that's it. There's like no action whatsoever. So if we go 2, it definitely is in the house, but it's actually, the action is higher than it needs to be. It's not too high or anything, but it's higher than it needs to be. So it looks like it needs something between 1 and 2 pieces of brass, about 1.5. So I'm going to pop this one off with a chisel and take some measurements with my new super accurate micrometer, and I think maybe black pickguard material or something, I don't know. Then I'll go fish. Maybe this and 1 or 2 pieces of Coke can. Okay, the brass is 1/2 mil thick. The Coke can is 1/10 mil thick. Tried 1 piece of Coke can, it wasn't quite enough, so I went 1 piece of Coke can and then another 1/2 on the base side. And that's got it. So yeah, it's going to be a total of 1 piece of brass, 1 piece of Coke can, and then an extra piece of Coke can on the base side. So that would add up to 0.6 mil shim on the treble and 0.7 mil shim on the bass. Well, I got it all glued up and it still wasn't enough, so I ended up having to add another 0.2 mil worth of shim. So it now has a total of, oh shoot, where are we at? 5, 6, 7, 8. It's 8 on the treble and 9 on the bass. 8/10 of a mil and 9/10 of a mil of shim. And now it works. You put it on, get it shoved up there and press down, and you put your little tool on, and it wiggles, and it wiggles, and it's not a mile off of the fret. So yeah, anything less than it didn't wiggle. So. So the nut is dry, and I was starting to lay out the tuners here, and I was like, well, I'm going to have to trim them, and it just occurred to me that the aviation shears might work for trimming them instead of using the, it's like a set of mini bolt cutters is usually what I use, but then you got to like get a thing started and bend it back and forth and stuff. But the aviation shears took it off clean in one snip. So yeah, here, watch this. Get this out of the way first. Where are we at? The red stain. Okay. Safety glasses. Turn the knob so it's out of the way. Is this on camera? Yeah, there we go. And actually I did it this way with the other one. It was easier. It was a lefty, not a righty. That might not work as well. Might have to do it this way. Let's see here. Will it get in there? No, it doesn't want to get in there. The knob's in the way. No fun. No fun at all. How about this way? That might work. if I have the strength to do it. It might be too much of an angle. Might be too much of an angle. Make CSA. About like this. Well, it was easy to do it with a right-handed tuner, but there we go, sorta. Sorta, kinda. Not so easy with a left-handed tuner. Yeah, not nearly as clean. Need left-handed aviation shears. They do make such a thing, actually. These work, I forget which it is. These work well when you're cutting a circle one way but not the other. And so they make left-handed ones that work when you're cutting a circle the other way. Might have to resort to a different tool to clean this up. Oh well, so much for that idea. Maybe I should either go back to the bolt cutters or break bad with the Dremel. You go through so many discs cutting stuff with a Dremel. The aviation shears do work after all. You just have to like start like this and then a little bit at a time, and even if the knob's trying to be in the way, it'll still work. I got all 6 done. 2 of them were already done, so I got the other 4 done. tailpiece and ground wire is on my list, and of course I didn't look at my list, and I put on the tailpiece and I forgot the ground wire. Guess I'll do it later. Well, at this point, technically speaking, it's been completed acoustically. It's ready for strings and a bridge. So, let me check my list. Yeah, according to the list, strings and bridges next. And I forgot the ground wire. So, that's what it's going to look like with the bridge and the scroll work in place. And before I put the number 1 and number 6 strings on it in order to get everything lined up, I think I'm going to polish up my ebony first. So, and I was thinking about it. I've got linseed, I've got tongue, but I think I'm just going to go for wax and maybe oil. And I'm not going to film it, because that's the kind of thing I can like sit at the desk and watch videos and polish away. So I'm going to do that. Sit at the desk and watch videos and polish away. And I'll be back. Well, it turns out the way I was stringing these through here the first time is the way it's going to have to be. Otherwise, they don't contact the ground bar. They also don't really quite fit in these slots here. So, and let's see, on this end, the break angle coming off the back edge of the nut is absolutely perfect. No problems whatsoever. No string retainer required. Give it a cleaner look. I'm pleased about that. And over here, the action is about a mile high. Oh my God, that might be a whole centimeter. Yeah, so I don't know. I can take these guys out and pick up a little bit, but that would only get me maybe a third of what I need, and then I lose the ability to adjust. And you know, once I take those out, where do I go from there? Do I start sanding? And then if I get too low, then I'll have issues with insufficient break angle back here. And right now I'm probably about as shallow as I really want to go. So, yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to play the neck shim game. And that is not something that you want to watch. Take off the neck, take a first guess at how much shim is required, try it, see what the action is. If it's not right, take it apart and guess again. Keep going until you finally guess right. So, I'll be back. Okay, I loosened up the neck screws, and that allows me to slip shims up in under there and test stuff out as far as like where it leaves the strings. The strings are not at tension, but they're, once the bridge fell out, but when the bridge is in there, they're tight enough that you can see what's going on. So by doing that and trying a few different things, I came up with about 4 millimeters. Looks to be a good first guess. At least good enough until I get all 6 strings on and under tension, and then it might need to be sanded down a little bit, maybe something like that. But so I went ahead and took some cutoff material and fabricated up actually from this piece, I think, and fabricated up a little miniature neck shim block out of spruce, solid block, no ply, and it's all sanded to size, both in thickness and in width and in depth, I guess you would say, as to how far back it goes and how far it sticks out from under the neck. So it all fits up under there and everything. And next thing to do is to paint it. Well, it took a while, but I finally managed to get a gloss black finish on the spacer for the neck. I shot it with, first I tried dipping it in this stuff, the black enamel spray paint, but it was awfully thin and it didn't seem to be sticking real well. You can see at the bottom here it still didn't really get well coated. And then I tried black lacquer and kind of got the same effect. It sort of ran right off again. So then I tried the flat black paint that I use on a lot of the builds, and that worked. And then I shot that flat black with the gloss black enamel, and finally got it black and gloss on the sides. So yeah, I didn't want to, since the whole rest of the thing is like shiny when you look at it, when you looked under there, I wanted it to also be black and shiny like the rest of the guitar. So God's in the details, right? Okay, I think that's going to do it for this video. So, until the next one, everybody, have a good one.